Well, it's Tuesday, and that means it is now time for our weekly jobs report. It is brought to you by Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend.
In Corpus Christi, a project manager is needed. You'll oversee commercial roofing field operations and also plan, schedule, or coordinate construction project activities to meet deadlines. You'll also study job specifications and look over plans and blueprints to determine what type of construction is needed. You need at least 1 year of experience and 1 year of college, technical, or vocational school. You'll also need a standard driver's license. Salary is between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. A pool technician is also needed. You'll install, repair, and demonstrate commercial and residential swimming pools and must have experience in pool maintenance and pump management. A minimum of 5 years of experience is needed. Pay is $17 an hour. They're also looking for a heavy equipment mechanic. You'll perform maintenance and repairs on various systems on a variety of equipment and tools. At least 5 years of experience and a high school diploma or GED is needed, and you'll need a standard driver's license. Pay is between $20 to almost $30 an hour plus benefits. Over in Kingsville, a capital improvements manager is needed. You'll work with budget development of capital improvement projects. You'll also be the single point of contact for projects throughout the entire process, and be sure you meet budget constraints and that projects stay on schedule. A standard driver's license is also needed. At least 4 years of experience is required, plus a bachelor's degree. Salary is between $47,000 and $67,000 per year. And lastly, a maintenance technician in Sinton is needed. You'll perform routine repairs and cleaning duties and may have to work with wiring, pipe systems, plumbing, machinery, or equipment. You'll have to pass a background check and drug screening and also be HVAC certified. At least 2 years of experience and a high school diploma or GED is needed. Pay is $14 an hour plus benefits. To learn more about these jobs and others, contact Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend at 888-860-JOBS or visit workintexas.com.